great certainty of him is the uncertainty.
Nikita Tszyu, he's reached the final domestic test on his irresistible rise to the top.
And he goes bang, now he rocks him.
An IBF world title eliminated. Yeah, that's right. World title is now within reach.
And the world awaits.
Followed this story for years, from when his Hall of Fame father warned us.
For his size, he's a very heavy puncher.
Here he goes. You asked for it. Told you he was different.
Through 13 terrifying fights, each one more impressive than the last.
The Butcher is truly back.
See, Nikita has never been your average fighter. Thrust into the main event spotlight from his debut, juggling pressure of that name, that reputation. Butcher, the Beast. His opponent, Ben Mahoney, is a world apart. Gold Coast Golden Boy. Prettiest puncher in Australian boxing. Don't let the selfies and the six-pack fool you. This undefeated world number 7 packs some serious power. Became a viral sensation when he snapped an opponent's jaw in half. Good enough for Joe Rogan.
Who hit him?
Promise Nikita he's in for the same treatment. Also, the next big thing, Callum Peters.
50 Cal.
One of the world's most active fighters is back.
He'll look to finish this. Bang, bang.
A relentless punching machine on the fast track to the big time with the chaotic personality to match. So, Wednesday, live from the Gold Coast Glitter Strip, Nikita Tszyu, Ben Mahoney clash for a crack at the world title. It's right here on Main Event.
Oh, it does not get much better than that for your Wednesday night on Main Event. An IBF world title eliminator between Nikita Tszyu and fellow Aussie Ben Mahoney, who are tonight making their grand arrivals on the Gold Coast as Fight Week officially gets underway. Plenty of other familiar faces here tonight as well. I've got a couple of them joining me now, in Australian boxing legend Danny Green and the Courier Mail's Pete Waddell. Gentlemen, it truly feels like yesterday we were standing in front of the Harbour Bridge chatting to Tim Tszyu and Errol Spence Jr. and now here we are in stunning Surfers Paradise, and I've got to say, Pete, it feels really good to be back here. I can't believe it's been 3 years since we last did a show here on the GC.
Absolutely. We've got a bit of rain here, which is unusual for the Gold Coast. It's normally very sunny here. But look, it's sunny memories, though, for the Tszyu family, of course. Tim Tszyu, of course, that 77-second obliteration of Carlos Ocampo, the prelude then to that massive win over Mendoza, which crowned him as a world champion. So some really good memories here for the Tszyu family. And it could be now double down for Nikita, who faces one of the biggest tests of his career in Ben Mahoney.
You got some good memories here from fighting during your amateur days at the old community centre before the convention centre was built. Is that right?
Yeah, it was right, Megan. It was. It brings back magic memories. And my the state coach Jeff Peterson back then was in charge of us young blokes, and it was just a magic time in our lives to be up around here fighting and seeing all the scenes and the bright lights. Being from WA, from Perth, pretty quiet over there, so it was just a whole new magical experience, and it was almost overwhelming. But and the fights we had and the times we shared, and as an amateur, like Ben Mahoney and Nikita Tszyu both. Nikita's had quite a decorated amateur career, and they've got these beautiful, magical memories that us young or old fighters, but young fighters, when we're growing up, you have these memories and you share these memories with each other, and the bonds can't be broken. Like 30, 40 years later, I'll see a young guy that I train with in the gym, and it's like we never left. It was just, it's a magic time in our life, and to be back here on the Gold Coast, it's a happy hunting ground for the Tszyu family.
Yeah, it's such a great place to be. We've got a lot to look forward to on Wednesday night, because whoever wins this fight between Nikita Tszyu and Ben Mahoney, well, Danny, the world awaits. The biggest names in this division, a possible debut on US soil. One of these men's lives is going to change dramatically.
Yeah, definitely, Megan. It's such a momentous occasion in both these young men's lives. I remember when I got the call for a world title eliminator, it was like, wow. The pressure was on then. I think Nikita's going to feel more pressure than Ben Mahoney. Ben Mahoney's, I think, is the underdog going into this fight. for obvious reasons, because he hasn't got the same profile that Nikita's had. But I think that the power of that opportunity of being the underdog is going to it's going to work in Ben Mahoney's favour. It's such a big occasion. If whoever wins this fight, like you said, Megan, that sets them up for a top position in one of the world rankings and a big name fighter. Waits and potentially a massive fight in the United States of America, which we'll dream of. It's an alluring atmosphere to be around.
Well, speaking of big names, Josh Kelly is the current IBF world champion. There is talks that he could be fighting Bout later this year, so potentially Nikita or Ben Mahoney could get the winner of that fight. But there are some other big familiar names as well, names like Murtazaliev, Keith Thurman, even Tony Harrison's got a mention for the winner of this fight.
Yeah, that's right, Miguel. I wrote a story today. I mean, it looks like Nikita Tszyu will get his US debut if he wins this fight around December. And they're looking at a couple of opponents. You can see the story there. Tony Harrison, Keith Thurman, of course, Tony Harrison fought Tim Tszyu in 2023. That was the launch pad for Tim Tszyu with that great win in Sydney. So Nikita's got some massive fights awaiting. And this is the gateway to a real opportunity for Nikita to launch himself into the US and conquer America in a way his brother hasn't at this stage. However, he goes into the top 3 in all 4 organisations if he wins this fight, Nikita. So that's a huge ranking surge. Conversely, if he loses and Ben Mahoney wins, wow, what an opportunity for Ben Mahoney. I mean, the battler from the Gold Coast, he could find himself fighting Josh Kelly for a world title. So it's all at stake for both men. This is the biggest fight of their careers.
Yeah, really exciting times ahead. But Danny, as you know, you can't even think about what's next or any of these superstars until you've finished cleaning out your own backyard. And for these two men, Nikita and Ben Mahoney, each other is that final domestic test. If Nikita can't beat Ben or vice versa, then they're clearly not ready to take that next step.
Correct, Megan. And Nikita's fought Jack Brubaker, the Cowboy, Mr. Entertainment, in a slugfest. That was a big test for Nikita to get through that. Then he fought Cohen Mizzou. Prior to that, he fought Dylan Biggs. Dylan Biggs is an extremely good middleweight. Yeah. And then he beat Cohen Mizzou, whereas Ben Mahoney's had the draw with Cohen Mizzou. And so there's a few similarities in what they've done in the past, but that means nothing when the bell goes on Wednesday night. Ben Mahoney's a different fighter to what he was when he fought Cohen Mizzou, and Nikita Tszyu a different fighter to what he was when he fought Cohen Mizzou. So no point comparing what the history has 3 years ago. I think we're all talking about Nikita Tszyu. I think we're going to be really mindful that Ben Mahoney is an underdog, and an underdog always goes into a fight, having been there myself, with extra power.
And a little bit more to what you're saying, just about the journey of these two men. You know, we've all followed Nikita's journey. It's been fast-tracked, it's been in the spotlight. And then Ben Mahoney, well out of the radar. He's been slugging away for years. He hasn't had the benefits of having a famous surname, Pete.
That's right, Megan. Look, it's very much a narrative of the prince in the spotlight against the scrapper in the shadows. I mean, we've seen Nikita thrust into pay-per-view stardom from about the 3rd or 4th fight, and he's conquered every journey, and he's been almost, as Ben Mahoney says himself, set up. He's had the elitist transition. He's had the promotion. He's had the big money thrown at him. Ben Mahoney's scrapped away. He's gone to China. He's gone to Thailand for camps. He's fought kickboxing, Muay Thai fights, 40 in all, and then 18 fights in the ring as a boxer. So 58 fights in all. Impressive stuff. And along the way, he says, I've fought in venues where there's been 12 people, and I hear the dinner plates being tapped as I'm punching away. So, look, I don't think he'll be overawed by the occasion, Ben Mahoney. I really don't. This is his home turf. All those fights, all those wars that he's had will set him up beautifully. This is a great intersection of two young men with a lot at stake. Yeah,
very different paths these two men had, very different personalities as well, as we're going to be reminded of when we chat to both of them tonight. That is coming up very shortly. We're going to hand it over now to No Limit boss George Rose to welcome everyone to Fight Week here on the Gold Coast.
It's been just over 3 years since we've been here. The last time we came out here to the Gold Coast, we turned the Gold Coast into the Las Vegas of Australia. And we've been hanging to get back here ever since. It's very exciting to be here tonight. Kicking off Fight Week with our grand arrivals here at Cali Beach, and everybody's looking their Gold Coast best, and it's really exciting to be out here. We've always put on a great show. Every time we've come here, we've always delivered. And I'm expecting the same this time around with one of the greatest Australian domestic matchups that you can put together, with Nikita Tszyu and Ben Mahoney fighting a world title eliminator. I cannot think of the last time that we had two great young fighters like this, world-ranked, two great Australian fighters, world-ranked, fighting in a world title eliminator and a massive opportunity like this. What sits on the other side for the winner is a potential shot at a world title. And for the person who doesn't win, it's going to be a question of what comes up next. So, really exciting fight. I'm stoked to be out here. We've got a tremendous undercard here again. And again, some of the greatest Australian domestic matchups that we can put together, some great fighters, and we've got some guys that are getting an opportunity to make a name for himself here. And if you want to make a name for yourself, this is a place to do it on a fantastic card with Nikita Tszyu and Ben Mahoney headlining in what will be a great fight. I'm excited to be back here on the Gold Coast. It will be a fantastic week. Fight week is kicking off, baby, here at the Grand Arrivals. And Megan, I couldn't be any more excited. Let's kick off fight week.
Oh, good stuff, George. We'll come back to you. We'll come back to you shortly when we get all of our fighters faced off. But hey, I'm pleased to say that the butcher Nikita Tszyu has now been good enough to join us after walking the red carpet. You've been chatting to media. You've been posing for photos. You're enjoying your first ever fight week on the Gold Coast?
Oh yeah, I love this media stuff. This is the best. I'm thriving.
Have you locked eyes with Ben Mahoney across the room, giving him a little wave?
No, I've just been sitting in that little area and just killing time.
Not wanting to mingle or get amongst the festivities?
Not much of a mingler, am I really?
What have you been doing though since you got to the Goldie? Have you gone down to the beach? Have you been keeping yourself busy?
Stay in my room, train, sleep, and what else is there to do?
You would know, you're a local up.
Yeah, look, I normally I get a suntan, Nikita, but you probably don't need that. But
look how white I am. Like, my body hasn't seen sun in a while.
Well, what about Nikita? Your last performance against Oscar Diaz was magnificent. What pleased you most about that performance?
Not messing up. In simple terms, being able to stick to a game plan and executing the things that I wanted to execute. There were still things that I wish I did, things that we've been practicing, but in due time, those new skills that I've progressed with will show themselves.
Mate, I was watching a highlight package before of you, and it's just bang, bop, boom. Mm-hmm. People just dropping like flies, left, right, and center. Very, very exciting, mate. Mm-hmm. Very explosive. Since you were young, like when you first wanted to be a fighter, has power always been at the forefront of your mind?
No, I've never really thought about it that way. I just throw punches. I just do what feels right, and yeah, it's all just, I guess, just natural. I don't go in there with the intent of trying to break them down. I just do what I do.
Yeah. It's working really well, mate. It's working really well, and it's impressive. And it's someone asked me before, the likeness. Where do you see the likeness? Obviously, you're going to ask this question. The likeness with you and your father. Mm-hmm. I said, I see the likeness whenever they smell blood. That's when I see the likeness. It's just relentless and it's ruthless. That's when I see the likeness.
Yeah, I look up to my dad a lot. I constantly look over his tapes, and I feel like whenever I try and imitate him, I'm the best version of myself. Yeah. And that psycho inside of him got bred into me. And when he came down to Sydney last time, a couple years ago, just having conversations with him for the first time in over 10 years, I realized that we're basically the same person. Like, he's a nutcase just like I am.
Yeah. And where does Tim fit into that?
I don't know, he must have got the mum side of things.
Right.
He got the looks, but I got the insides of him.
It wouldn't be so hard yourself, Brewster, mate.
What has Kostya said to you, Nikita? Like, you talk about that bond. What are some of the things he's spoken to you about?
Well, he suggested to me that when my daughter was born, when we're having a party to invite everyone over, that everyone should cut themselves and give a donation of blood. wasn't able to do it this time around. It was too close to one of my fights, but that's the kind of conversations we have.
He sounds crazier than you, Nikita. What's going on?
I gotta lift my game. He showed me a scar on his hands that he just cut himself out of curiosity.
Oh yeah, there you go.
There we go. Out of who?
Nikita, you previously said that you don't feel like you'd be ready to fight for a world title, but hey, we're seeing a lot of articles popping up. Pete's writing articles about you taking on, some of the big dogs, but some of the former world champs like Thurman and Harrison. Do you feel like you would be ready for one of those names if you get the win on Wednesday?
I don't think about it at all. I stay where I am. Like, I do whatever I'm told. I fight. I train, I fight, and I don't need to think about the opponents. I got a good management, good team behind me, and I trust that they have my best interest in mind. And for me, I just focus on training and loving my family.
I'll tell you what you're doing, mate, is you're inspiring a lot of young fighters out there. Personally, my boy Archie, we watched some of the footage on YouTube of that little bag you keep punching. To toughen your hands up. It's a little round bag. So I went and got a little leather bag, leather one side, and material on the other side, full of sand. And he sits there after each training session, just like we watch.
Get another one, fill it with chickpeas, a little bit harder. It's the next progression, and then go to like metal pellets.
Yep. Mate, it's like I said, you're inspiring a generation of young fighters. So it's awesome to see what you're doing. And I've never seen you fight live, mate, so I'm particularly excited to get the second best seat, apart from the referee, the second best seat in the house, because I'm hanging out to see it, mate, because I've always loved your all-action style. I'm really looking forward to seeing this fight. And against Ben Mahoney, it's a real puzzle, and the underdog status that Mahoney's got I believe that's gonna be the biggest problem, is not knowing what energy and just how much that underdog status and the odds are stacked, not odds, but you're the favourite going into this fight, how much power that's going to give him. I believe that's going to be a puzzle you have to work out early.
What I've noticed, all Aussie fighters, whenever I fight them, they lift to another level. They come for the occasion. So whatever we've seen from Mahoney in the past, he's going to bring in a little bit extra. And I've made that mistake in the past, underestimating someone, and I'm learning. I'm prepared for something much bigger.
Cohen Mazudia is obviously the man that's come the closest to beating Mahoney in the past. What did you make of that fight, and what did Cohen do so well, do you think?
I haven't seen the fight, so I couldn't say.
What? You don't remember that fight?
No, I remember it, but I didn't watch it.
Have you watched back any of his fights?
I've watched some of his fights, but I haven't watched that fight in particular.
Well, that might be one to have a look back at, hey?
Yeah, I guess so.
Don't need to though. Mate, that's what makes you so interesting, is because you're different to the people we normally interview. You come back with different answers, and it keeps us all on our toes.
Honest.
Exactly, and it's fantastic, man. I tell everyone.
I look a little bit do a little study. I don't go crazy in depth, and then I do most of the adjustments in the ring. You get a feel for it very quickly. On reach, on speed, on power, quick adjustments. We have to make quick decisions on the fly.
And to be honest, that's why people press that button to watch you fight, man, because they're not sure, because you're explosive and you're unexpected in some things you do in the ring. It's magic to watch, and that's why you're so exciting, and that's why...
Whether it's for the good or for the worse for me. Sometimes it works good, sometimes it's shit.
Yeah, and that's what I said to people. I said his power gets him into trouble sometimes, but then it gets him out of trouble, which is exciting. You're an excitement machine, young man.
You certainly are. But hey, we'll let you go. We'll let you get out of this rain, and we look forward to seeing you and Ben face off a little bit later. But thanks, Nikita. Chat to you again throughout the week. We're going to take a quick break here on the Gold Coast. Ben Mahoney's going to join us next, as is Callum Peters, as we count down to fight night on Wednesday night.
The world awaits. Nikita's gone global.
Nikita can be the whole package. He has graduated from domestic slugger to international contender.
Nikita, the Butcher Tszyu.
Scary he is. He can get even better.
We need to see more Nikita Tszyu. He's ready to keep moving on up.
This is the Gold Coast Golden Boy, Ben Mahoney. And
You know Mahoney can do damage. Focus right hand for Mahoney. Mahoney's got power. Here comes Mahoney.
I've always believed I could be world champion from day one.
Line them up. I'll take whoever on.
If I'm up in parts unknown, land of bush, dirt and stone, if it's weeks since a shower, I need help within the hour. There's something I'll tell you for sure.
The Land Cruiser 300 is now also available in Performance Hybrid, the most powerful Land Cruiser ever.
This Land Cruiser drives us home.
Toyota.
It's A, Molly Picklum, World Champ 2025. Answer D, it's the biggest sand island in the world. Greatest female paddler ever raced in Penrith. C, it's a palmy in New South Wales. Answer B, Mount Kosciuszko. A, it's the birthplace of the Lamington.
Red Bull gives you wings.
The new Red Bull Cherry Edition sugar-free. Now with a taste of cherry and sakura. Gives you wings.
Hungry Jack's fried chicken keeps getting better. Bigger, crispier, juicier, 100% Aussie chicken breast. Now with Napolitana sauce and bacon. Get the new Napolitana Jack's fried chicken burger. The burgers are better at Hungry Jack's.
Every turn, every fill up, every pit stop, every swipe. BP, fueling the Supercars Championship.
Gordy, your hair looks incredible.
Cheers, mate. Hey, Gordy, you guys could be twins.
Yeah. Another round?
Yeah, why not?
Classic.
You found it then?
Of course I did. Good boy.
C, it's a palmy in New South Wales. Oh, answer B, greatest female paddler ever raised in Penrith. A, it's the birthplace of the Lamington. Answer D, it's the biggest sand island in the world.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Tripadeal's hottest points offer is back. Earn 20,000 bonus Qantas points when you book your next bucket list holiday. Hurry, offer ends August 31. Search Tripadeal now.
If I'm up in parts unknown, land of bush, dirt and stone, if it's weeks since a shower, I need help within the hour. There's something I'll tell you for sure.
The Land Cruiser 300 is now also available in Performance Hybrid, the most powerful Land Cruiser ever.
This Land Cruiser drives us home.
Toyota.
Gordy, your hair looks incredible.
Cheers, mate. Hey, Gordy, you guys could be twins.
Yeah. Another round?
Yeah, why not?
Classic.
Go Harvey Norman and save up to 15% on premium Miele appliance packages. Save on Miele built-in ovens. Save on Miele induction cooktops. Save on Miele dishwashers. Save up to 15% on Miele appliance packages. Best prices at Harvey Norman.
Let me tell you a story, mate. This one's a cracker. 2 fighters, no losses. Benny from the Gold Coast. Big guns and the golden sun. Want to call him a pretty boy? Go on. Say it to his face. And the butcher, the brooding beast from the biggest boxing family in the country. Mad dog mincemeat machine. Dark and light, sun and moon, fire and ice.
And it's going to be an all-out war.
It's Beauty and the Beast, and it's going to be a banger.
We cannot wait for Wednesday night at the Gold Coast Convention Centre. Right now, though, we are here in Surfers Paradise for our grand arrivals, and I'm pleased to say that Ben Mahoney, the Gold Coast Golden Boy, has been good enough to join us for a chat. Great to see you. Are you enjoying hearing yourself referred to as that, the Gold Coast Golden Boy, in every promo, every article you're reading and you're hearing at the moment?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's been I've been fighting here my whole life. I've been born and raised in a fight show a few years ago. I had James, one of my good friends, and an announcer. He just threw it out there when I walked out one day, and it just stuck. So yeah, we love it.
Can you quite believe your luck, of all the places this fight could have landed, that it's right here in your own backyard?
Yeah, it's great. Like the Gold Coast for me, it's the pinnacle for me fighting. You know, people talk about travelling overseas and all that kind of stuff. For this to be here in front of my friends, my family, my supporters, all my loved ones, it means the most.
Nikita's been hiding away in a corner over there. Have you seen him at all, or is he doing a good job to avoid you?
Oh yeah, well, I saw him today at the footy, so okay. We don't need to see each other again for now.
What about Benny? I know in boxing we all seem to talk about Nikita the Butcher, the power that he can inflict, but a lot of people might not know. You had kickboxing fights, Muay Thai background, so you mustn't fear what Nikita poses, because you've had some real wars, haven't you, in other sports, other endeavours?
Yeah, look, it's not the sport you do if you're scared of people. You know, I don't fear a man in the world in my division. I'm willing to put my life and my body on the line for this, as I'm sure Nikita and anyone else is. Any high-level fighter will do the same. I've been doing this thing a long time. Again, Muay Thai, kickboxing, boxing. I fought cage Muay Thai, small gloves. I'm not scared to get hurt, and I'm not scared to hurt people. This is a part of my life. I've got a young family now, and I'm doing this for them, and I'm going all the way with it.
Yeah. Benny, you're the underdog going into this fight, which is kind of clear with all the news and the press that's been circulated. But I was talking before about the power that being an underdog brings. How much is that motivating you, being the underdog? Because I've been the underdog in plenty of fights, and I know that personally it brings a lot of power. Have you started tapping into that underdog mentality? You're going to just wait a little bit more, and then as the days progress, it gets closer to the fight? Because I'm sure that underdog mentality is going to be a bit of a surge of power for you.
Mate, it is literally the best thing ever. I love being the underdog. I've been the underdog my whole career. You know, I started in a small kid here, no money, no name, no nothing, in a little dingy Muay Thai gym, and worked my way all the way to here. My last name doesn't hold value. You know, I know Nikita's worked for this and he deserves all the limelight that he's got, but you know, I've literally come from nothing, and I've been an underdog in all my Muay Thai fights. I was a little kid, 16, 15, fighting full-grown adults, knocking them out. I know what I bring to the table when I back myself, and again, this is Nikita Tszyu, this is No Limit. They're in the mainstream, it's on main event, you know. They're going to be the favourite. On the betting odds, they're always going to be the favourites regardless. So I'm honoured to be the underdog, and I'm honoured to be the underdog here. And when we sell out a big venue here on the Gold Coast, we'll hear who the favourite is on the night.
Because it must frustrate you hearing, you know, and reading these big names that Nikita's linked to. We're hearing talk of him making his debut on US soil later this year. There is that assumption that he is going to win this fight and go on to bigger things.
Yeah, look, it's always going to be the case, because people want to talk about, you know, what happens after this, what happens after this. It's a selling point of the fight. If he's looking through me, he's making a big mistake. That's all I can say.
Why do you think you win this fight, Ben?
Mate, I've just put my ass on the line my whole entire life. I've dedicated everything I've ever had. I don't know anything else. I literally don't know anything else. I have complete self-belief in myself. I've been through it all. I've fought in dingy venues. I've fought for no money. I've lost fights. I've lost plenty of fights in Thai boxing. I'm not scared about my record, but I know what I bring to the table. I know that I'm a very skilled fighter. I know I have the power to put them away too, and I have complete self-belief.
I think the edge in power goes to Nikita. That's from a boxing perspective, from an analyst's point of view. But your boxing skill is very, very strong. You have a high IQ. And particularly from a guy who comes from a kickboxing background, your boxing IQ really impresses me. And that's going to be a telling factor in this fight, because you have more fights than Nikita Tszyu. And I think if the train leaves the station early and you can get your eye in, you're going to make it very difficult for Nikita, because you understand you're tough. We know you're tough. You know, we were talking before about the amount of injuries you've had in kickboxing and boxing, bones broken all over your body. It's ridiculous. You're as tough as nails, and you're a cool breeze, man. I've got to say, it's a pleasure to be around you, mate, because you're just a cool dude. But you're an absolute contradiction to what you pose as, because you're an animal. But I think your boxing skill is going to be a real problem for Nikita, particularly early. He's going to have to work that puzzle out. How does that make you feel?
Yeah, I appreciate the kind words. It means a lot coming from yourself. And, you know, I think that I do agree. I think I got the upper hand in skill. Nikita's a big puncher. Look at his record. Look at the guys he's fighting. His whole shtick is to put the pressure on you and get you out, and he's the butcher. And I understand that. But, man, I've fought guys, top 3 in the world, that have punched me into next week in China. I've had concussions for months. I'm not worried about the power. I'm worried about putting myself in there and completing my best game plan that I can compete. And if he's going to walk forward silly, willy-nilly, he's going to walk into shots, and even though he might have the advantage in power, that's not to say there's not enough in my hands to hurt him. So if I can apply my game plan and I can do the correct things and do what I know I can do, we'll get it done.
Hey, great to chat with you. We'll let you get back to enjoying the night. We'll see you and Nikita facing off very shortly as well.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me, guys. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. I'll take that. You can get back to enjoying your night. Hey, apart from our world title eliminator, there is a lot to look forward to on Wednesday night, including this man, believe it or not, who is back in action in our co-main event.
People don't understand where I come from. Like, with training, it's not easy. I know what I'm capable of doing, and I train really hard. I've done the sacrifices. The only time I get rest is when I'm fighting. When I'm not fighting, I'm training hard.
With maturity, he will be the real deal.
These guys that he's fighting, they should be 2 and 3 levels above him. We're just going to have to keep stepping him up.
Callum Peters, the punching machine.
He breaks opponent's spirit with his barrage of punches. He's like the Pac-Man. He just mows them down.
136 landed punches. He's thrown nearly 500.
My style's uncomfortability. Once I touch you, you gotta touch me back. If you don't touch me back, I'm gonna touch you again.
He's got beautiful shot selection, beautiful variation, and a great eye.
And he grits his teeth, and here goes Callum Peters.
Callum Peters does almost everything incorrectly as a fundamental boxer. That's where his specialty lies. He's awkward, he's different.
When I make him try stuff, he's gonna make risks. And when you make risks, you're gonna get hit, and you get punished for it.
The way that he's progressing, he could be fighting for a world title in 12 months.
This is my life. This is what I love to do. This is all I train for.
Oh, wouldn't that be special, a world title fight in the next 12 months for this man who joins us now, Callum Peters. Great to see you. We'll get to all of that in a moment, but you are an absolute machine, backing up just a few weeks after appearing on Tim's card. Was there any part of you that thought, maybe I'll just take a bit of a break, or was it always full steam ahead?
Oh, full steam ahead. Always training, always getting ready. But just first of all, I'm not trying to be like the green machine. He's too good. He's too good. No, but yeah, always good. Just training, getting ready, fight ready. You know, like the only time I rest is when I'm not fighting. So when I'm fighting. The time I'm not fighting, I'm training hard. So always on the foot on the pedal.
Well, you're pretty good yourself, and it's worth noting that not only are you backing up in this fight this week, you're taking on fellow Aussie world number 15 Blake Wells with a regional title up for grabs. This is a really important fight, and it's a really risky one as well for you, Cal, on Wednesday.
Well, you know, boxing is a risk every time. Every time you get in the ring, there's always a risk factor. Look, he's got the rotational. He's fought some good boys, and he's a country boy. He hits hard. Those country boys hit hard. But you know, he hasn't fought anyone like me. I'm pretty different, I'm pretty unique. So it's not gonna be an easy day for him. But I know we're gonna have fun that night on Wednesday.
Mate, it's been amazing to watch your progress, Callum. I mean, 8 fights, but your progression's been incredible. Your volume punching's unbelievable. I mean, you average about 70 to 100 punches a round, which is, your work rate's amazing. It's wild. And you just suffocate opponents. You could see the life coming out of him. Even Actus, your last opponent, he was tough. Yeah. By the end of the 6th round, he's like, oh, I'm tapping out. I can't handle this anymore. Do you think that pressure application can win you a world title?
Yeah, 100%. Look, even Danny knows, like, you know, when you're in that ring, when you get hit, you want to hit him back. And it's just constant reaction. You got to. But if I'm forcing you to do it and you got to do it over and over again, you got to get uncomfortable. Like, I'm feeling tired, my arms are gassed. What's going on here? Yeah. You know, if you keep putting the pressure on, they're gonna feel it. And look, if I'm landing the shots and I feel tired and you're trying to hit me, I'm making you miss, and you feel tired, I'm already so comfortable because I've been doing it for such a long time. Yeah. And you be like, you're gonna be in your uncomfortability state, and you'll be in red zone trying to, like, instead of you fighting, you be training. Oh, what I got myself into. But you know, this is how I train. This is what I do. I put myself in those very uncomfortable situations where I know I got him where I want to be.
You're a nightmare. You'd be a nightmare to face, mate. A nightmare. Like, and you just said then you suffocate your opponents. Like, I've never seen. You've got a very unique style, son. It's wild. And you can see that, but what people must understand and appreciate is how hard you work and how hard you've worked to be able to have that output. I have so much respect for what you're doing there, because I know what you do. I couldn't do what you do. Your work rate is phenomenal.
I've been doing it for such a long time.
It's wild, mate. And you smoke, mate. Your nickname, you suffocate. We should call you the Anaconda, mate. Sit in there and just choke him, but it's wild. But against Blake Wells, this is a really interesting fight. It's a big fight.
Yeah,
it's a great domestic match. I'm personally looking forward to seeing this.
No, it's going to be good.
I know you're not going to give us a plan, but what do you see as your strengths? Apart from the obvious, is there one little thing you got that you might be able to just give us a bit of a clue?
Oh, definitely for like a body shot. Have to. You know, the body shot's got to be there. Look, you can't. Even if you do an average block, or eventually you're gonna take it throughout the fight, and then you're gonna slow yourself down. But yeah, look, he's southpaw. I've got to watch his left hook, the hard left hook, and yeah, just working the body, works with the head, and just make him work, make him frustrated. That's the mission. Make him play my game.
Can you stop him? He hasn't been stopped before.
No, he hasn't been stopped before. Look, like I said before, these country boys, they're hard. They can hit hard, but they also can take it hard. But I'm going to take him to that deep red zone, and the mission is to stop him. Hopefully after the 6. Hopefully if I can tie him down. But we see what happens. Like, look, he's a hard fighter. He's got what it takes. And he's got the spirit, so I've got to just try and break as much as I can of it.
Well, so do you. As I said, you're an absolute machine. We're so excited to see you back in action on Wednesday night. Great to chat with you, and no doubt we'll chat to you throughout the week.
I appreciate it. Thanks for your time, guys.
Get out of here, Cal. And as Cal leaves us, I'll let you go this way. We're going to have a quick chat.
Isn't he a gem? Isn't he a gem?
He is so good. He's so good.
Character.
We'll come back to his fight, but we're just going to power through all 5 fights that you'll see on Wednesday night on Main Event. We're going to kick it off with a heavyweight rematch, which is going to start the show. These two big boys, Brandon Grouch and Ike from Pluto, boy, they entertained us on Tim's card a few weeks ago. They took this fight incredibly on 24 hours notice. This time, Danny, they've had a full camp under their belt, or 4 weeks at least, and we're going to be in for a great sequel.
Oh, this is going to be a cracking rematch. As you said, they took it both on 24 hours and both threw down hard. Like, I was sitting ringside with Ben Damon commentating. I was thrilled. It was a magic performance from both fighters on such late notice. Now they've had that 4 weeks lead in. This is going to be very, very interesting, because Pluto, he poses a problem for Grouch with his boxing ability, and now that he's had that 4 weeks to get fit, I think it's going to be a different story, and I think he realises he can handle Grouch's power. Not many can. Not many guys can handle Grouch's power. Yep. Pluto handle it. Now that he's got that fitness under him, I'm really looking forward to seeing this fight. This is going to be an absolute war.
And from appearing on Tim's card to missing out altogether, Pete, we all felt for Cohen Mazzuti when his fight against Jamal Charlo fell over, but all that hard work will not be for nothing. He takes on local star Sam Beck in what should be a terrific battle.
He does. Look, he's a tough customer, Beck. I mean, he's a Kiwi born, now living in Queensland, but he accounted himself pretty well against Brock Jarvis. I actually thought he won a few rounds, and then Jarvis stopped him, but he's a sizable guy, Beck. But Cohen Mazzuti, very experienced, 15 wins, 4 losses, 1 draw, but not a huge power puncher, Cohen, but tough as nails. Gave Nikita one of the finest tests of his career, one of the biggest tests of his career. So the one thing with Cohen, his last performance against Dominic Molinaro wasn't supreme, but the one thing he does, he always keeps himself in the fight. He's a very cerebral fighter, tough, but probably won't knock out Beck, but I think he's got enough ring craft to get the decision, and then there's bigger fights that await. And look, he missed out on that Jamal Charlo fight. Let's hope it can happen down the track, because he deserves a fight like that. I hope he wins this fight, Cohen. He deserves a bigger fight.
Following that fight, it's Aussie KO King Kira Rustin, who is incredibly chasing a 10th consecutive knockout. But guess what? He's chasing, or he's taking on a man, I should say, American Sondre Simmons, who shares the exact same record, Danny. 9 KOs, 9 wins. So this could potentially be fight of the night. These two knockout artists going head to head.
I think we're going to see Kira Rustin's name up in lights in the not too distant future. He's a fantastic prospect, and I say prospect because he's only had that amount of fights. The guy he's fighting's had the same amount of fights, the same amount of KOs. On paper, it makes for a cracking fight. I just really like everything about Kira Rustin. I had the pleasure of being able to watch him train before the Zeus Charlo fight in the gym, and his attention to detail, he's fastidious on his fundamental skills. He's a real example for young up-and-coming fighters. I love this kid, and I think he's got a massive future. I think he's going to be victorious in what will be an exciting contest while it lasts.
And that, yeah, while it lasts. And that leads us to the fight I know you want to talk about again, Callum Peters v Blake Wells, with the regional title up for grabs. He is an absolute superstar, Cal Peters, but boy, this is going to be a tough fight on Wednesday.
It certainly is. Look, it'll be the toughest test of his career for Callum. He's had some easier fights on the journey, but I've got to say, this for me could be the fight of the night. I think it's stylistically, it's a beautiful matchup. The southpaw of Wells against the high volume, machine gun punching Callum Peters. And look, I think Peters probably wins this fight, but Wells is a tough customer, never been stopped in 15 fights, had a wonderful win against Andrei Mikhailovich. That relaunched his career and really made people take him seriously, that he is the real deal. So I think Callum Peters has his work cut out here. Won't be easy for him, but I just think the pressure application, the volume from Peters, and a little bit of class. He'll have too much class for Wells, but this will be a barn burner. It could go the distance.
And then it is our world title eliminator, isn't it? Nikita Tszyu v Ben Mahoney. Someone's O will go, someone will book their ticket onto the world stage. Do you look at this as a genuine 50-50 fight at this stage, Danny?
Well, you have to. You have to look at it as a 50-50, and purely out of respect to both boys, particularly out of respect to Ben Mahoney. Like, that underdog mentality, I would say before I thought about it long and hard today, I would have given 60-40 to Nikita in the edge. But the underdog mentality and that underdog status that he is embracing and that he's going to carry into the ring is going to really even at 50-50 in favour of, or even up for Mahoney. So I really think it's an even fight going into it. I do believe that Nikita has the edge in power, and if he finds that power early and is able to shut down the train of Ben Mahoney moving and engaging in that beautiful boxing skill that he has, it's going to be a difficult night for Mahoney. But if, on the same token, if Mahoney can get his eye in and frustrate Nikita, makes for a very interesting fight. So it is definitely 50-50.
And we know he does have power. He can break jaws, can't he, Ben Mahoney?
He did. Well, he asked Ben Hussein. He broke his jaw. I was there ringside that night. There was blood everywhere. But look, I've got to say, Danny and Meeks, the great variable in this fight is that it goes 12 rounds. It's a 12-round fight. Nikita's never fought 12 rounds, and Ben Mahoney's done a lot more rounds than Nikita. And I'll tell you now, I can sniff an upset. I really can. Look, Nikita goes in the favourite, no doubt about that. He's got the power, but has he got the precision? And he has to watch his entries, because Ben Mahoney is a very cerebral fighter. He's got a great footwork, very good on his feet. And I think he's got the IQ, Ben Mahoney, to sucker punch Nikita and walk him onto a few shots. And I think if Nikita's not careful early, he's been dropped by Dylan Biggs, then Ben Mahoney, this could be the greatest moment of his career. So I think this is going to be a fascinating fight. If it goes, the longer it goes, it could play into Ben Mahoney's hands. So that's going to be the key. Can Nikita put him away early?
Some very good points there, Pete. Very good points in regards to the 12 rounds. I never thought of that either. Nikita hasn't done the 12 rounds, so that's a very good point. And he's cagey, Ben Mahoney. He's cagey, and he has got enough power. And as we know, Nikita does like to force the issue and does like to come on strong. As I said, his power gets him into trouble, then it gets him out of trouble. But yeah, you made some really good points there, Pete. So it's all shaping up nicely, and both boys are really good. They look really calm. They look physically in very good condition. And as it gets close to the fight, I think that tenseness is going to come out of them a bit more. I don't think they'll be as relaxed when we talk to them after the weigh-in on Tuesday, but it's all shaping up for a magic week.
Yeah, wait till Nikita Tszyu gets into butcher mode. That's going to come on Tuesday. But, boys, great to get your thoughts tonight. A lot to look forward to on Wednesday. Let's get all of our fighters faced off now. It's back over to George Rose.
Feel the heat. Well, it is fight week here on the Gold Coast, and rain, hail or shine, we are going to introduce our fighters for their first face-off here in fight week. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready. Put your hands together for our first face-off. Fighting out of the red corner, we've got Sam Beck. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, Cohen Mazudia. Put your hands together for Sam Beck and Cole Mazudia. Let's go, boys. Once again, Sam Beck, Cole Mazudia. Our next fight, all the way from the USA, we have Sondre Simmons fighting out of the red corner. And in his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, Australia's own Kira Rustin. Put your hands together for Sondre Simmons and Kira Rustin. Next up, we have a fantastic Australian matchup. Fighting out of the red corner, we've got Blake Wells. Put your hands together for Blake Wells. Look good. And his opponent, fighting out of the blue corner, Callum Peters. This is a hell of a matchup. Put your hands together for Blake Wells and Callum Peters. Everybody's worried about me falling in the pool. Thank you. We now have our main event having their first face-off here for Fight Week, here at the Grand Arrivals. Please put your hands together. Fighting out of the red corner, Ben Mahoney. And his opponent in this world title eliminator, the Butcher, Nikita Tszyu. Ladies and gentlemen, your IBF World Title Eliminator, Ben Mahoney and Nikita Tszyu. Thanks, boys. Kicking off here at the Grand Arrival, that's our face-off for Fight Week. Megan, back to you. It's going to be one hell of a week.
Yeah, thank you, George. We absolutely cannot wait to see those two men, Nikita Tszyu and Ben Mahoney, collide on Wednesday night, a world title eliminator here on the Gold Coast. And just a reminder, if you haven't already ordered this fight, you can scan the QR code, you can head to mainevent.com.au, or you can access via KO Sports. But that brings to a close our grand arrivals. Next stop is the press conference that you'll see live from midday tomorrow here on Fox. So we hope you can join us. Until then, have a great night.
Nikita Tszyu, he's an entertainer.
In boxing, to step up to the world, you got to clean out your own backyard.
Great certainty of him is the uncertainty.
Nikita Tszyu, he's reached the final domestic test on his irresistible rise to the top.
And he goes bang, there he rocks him.
An IBF world title eliminator. Yeah, that's right. World title is now within reach.
And the world awaits.
Followed this story for years. From when his Hall of Fame father warned us.
For his size, he's a very heavy puncher.
Here he goes. You asked for it. Told you he was different.
Through 13 terrifying fights, each one more impressive than the last.
The Butcher is truly back.
See, Nikita has never been your average fighter. Thrust into the main event spotlight from his debut. Juggling pressure of that name, that reputation. Butcher, the beast. His opponent, Ben Mahoney, is a world apart. Gold Coast Golden Boy. Prettiest puncher in Australian boxing. Don't let the selfies and the six-pack fool you. This undefeated world number 7 packs some serious power. Became a viral sensation when he snapped an opponent's jaw in half. Good enough for Joe Rogan.
Who hit him?
Promise Nikita he's in for the same treatment. Also, the next big thing, Callum Peters.
50 Cal.
One of the world's most active fighters is back.
He'll look to finish this. Bang, bang.
A relentless punching machine on the fast track to the big time with the chaotic personality to match. So, Wednesday, live from the Gold Coast Glitter Strip, Nikita Tszyu, Ben Mahoney clash for a crack at the world title. It's right here on Main Event.
This is Formula One. Here we go, everyone. Max Verstappen has the power. Kimi Antonelli leads. The grandstands are full in a new era for Formula One. Oscar Piastri, he's going through. Here we go, blasting with a slipstream. They nearly took each other out. Unbelievable. Here comes the history boy. Antonelli's on a different planet. Oh, that is tasty. That is a piece of magic right there. Signed, sealed, and delivered.
Welcome to UFC Fight Physics. I'm John Brinkus. Now, in any sport, one of the most sought-after traits is longevity. And in a contact sport like fighting, there's usually more to longevity